Hey everybody, you're listening to our first podcast on MaryKateandAshley.com. I'm Jessica Weiner, and I am your guide and your host for Real Girls, Real Advice. This is where we lay it out on the table, tell it to you like it is, and encourage you to take action in your everyday life because you are worth it. We have a really good question that sort of baffled us here with the team at Real Girls, Real Advice because it's a hard one to answer. Cecilia, who's 13, wrote in and she asks, why do boys look at girls for their looks? Well, my first thought is, don't girls look at boys for their looks too? I mean, it kind of goes both ways. In our society right now, we're pretty tuned in to trying to see and admire what's beautiful in people. But you have to remember that beauty is really only skin deep, and just because somebody might be pretty on the outside doesn't always mean they're pretty on the inside. Instead of worrying about why boys are looking at girls based on their beauty, I would suggest, Cecilia, that you focus on what makes you beautiful, inside and out. Are you a good friend? Do you listen well? Do you volunteer in your community? Are you good at school? Do you love playing sports? All of those to me are qualities of beauty. And sometimes the truth is we can't control what other people think about us. We can't always control what they're going to be looking at. But what we can control is how we take action in our own life. First, look within yourself. That's where you're going to find true beauty. Here's our next super duper question from Janessa, who's 12 years old, and she says, Dear Jess, sometimes for no reason at all I feel sad and upset, and I feel like such an idiot. Why? Well, Janessa, you're 12, and sometimes there are mega hormones running through your body at 12. First thing I want to tell you is please stop calling yourself an idiot. You're not an idiot for feeling things, and I understand that sometimes it's just a bad emotional roller coaster we want to get off of. If you feel like there might be something deeper going on for you, and if you feel like sometimes you're so sad and upset and you can't turn it off, you can't find the happiness, I really suggest that you talk to your parents or a counselor, somebody who could help you get some more help with your feelings. Sometimes when we're 12 and our hormones are racing through our body, or we're dealing with something really uncomfortable at home or at school, some sort of mild depression sets in, and that's really normal, and it doesn't mean that it's going to last that way forever. But it's okay to feel sad and upset, and you're not an idiot, and what I would encourage you to do is talk to somebody about it, try to share what you're feeling, and take some steps of action to get the help that you really need. In the end, Janessa, it will pass, and you will feel better, and I really hope that you find the people you need to talk to. Please keep me posted and let me know how it goes. Our next question is from Cheeky, who's 16, and she writes in, Dear Jess, my best friend just got her first boyfriend. Ever since she's gotten this boyfriend, she's been spending most of her time with him. I understand that she's excited because this is her first time and everything, but every time I make plans with her, she cancels to be with him. Can I tell her she has to change? Oh, that's a really good question, Cheeky. I remember going through the very same thing with my best friend, Nicole. Here's what I suggest you do. First, ask her to have a sit-down conversation with you. Do it when you guys are not around her boyfriend, after school, or try to schedule a sleepover night together, and make sure you tell her, listen, you're psyched that she has a new boyfriend, and you want her to be happy, but that you miss her as a friend, and that as a friend, you guys need to respect each other, and when you make a plan to get together, she's got to really honor her end of the bargain. Maybe she's not as aware that she might be hurting your feelings by not showing up. She's probably gotten really wrapped up in this first relationship, and I know it's hard for you sometimes as a best friend to realize that she's still caring about you, so go ahead and be direct, sit her down and tell her you don't enjoy being stood up, you miss her as a friend, you want to spend some time with her, and see if you guys can start to schedule some friend time outside of the boyfriend. The truth is, Cheeky, it's much more important to maintain a friendship rather than to maintain a relationship. So make sure that you're doing the best that you can to be a good friend to her as well, and I hope this works out. Keep in touch and keep posted. Our next question is from Ash, who's 12 years old, and she says, Dear Jess, some of my friends tease me for having a dark complexion. How do I get a fair complexion? Well, Ash, here's my bottom line advice. You could spend a lot of time wishing that your skin looked differently. We could all spend time wishing that our bodies looked differently, that our hair was different, and that our clothes were different. Or you could spend all of that time learning to love who you are and learning to accept the skin that you have. Sometimes people can be so harsh and cruel, can't they? And we can't ever control that, Ash. So here's what I say. Find a great comeback when somebody teases you and tell them, hey, I love the way I look. Can you say the same? Just remember, Ash, in the end, it really is what's on the inside that matters, and I wish you great luck in standing up for yourself. You deserve it. Okay, so our next question is from Manny, who's 13, and she writes, my boyfriend is starting to like my worst enemy. What do I do? Dun, 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 dun. Okay, Manny, I have some questions for you because your question was a little bit vague. I don't know if your boyfriend is starting to really like your worst enemy, as in he likes her as a girl, or if maybe he's starting to be friends with your worst enemy. Here's what I suggest. Sit down with your boyfriend. Tell him how you feel. If it makes you uncomfortable that he's friends with somebody that you don't like, I think you should talk about it if he's your boyfriend. But it also gives you a great opportunity to reconsider why she might be your worst enemy. Because if you really like your boyfriend and you trust his decision-making skills and his choice in people, i.e. you, then maybe if he's liking her and wanting to be friends with her, there might be something you missed along the way. So my bottom line is always to sit down and have that heart-to-heart, express yourself, and see what natural next steps you want to take. Good luck and keep me posted. Our next question is from Jessica, who's 14, and she says, Dear Jess, how am I supposed to know that my boyfriend won't cheat on me? I mean, he tells me he loves me and that he would never do anything to hurt me, but I just don't know. Please help. Okay, Jessica, let's be honest. Building trust takes time, and you have to build a trust with your boyfriend to know that he won't cheat on you. You need to believe his actions and his words. My question to you is, are you just feeling insecure about your relationship, or has he shown you in some ways that he may cheat on you? Does he make inappropriate comments about other girls? Does he flirt in front of your face? Those are things to really pay attention to. Those aren't things to kind of slough off. If you really aren't believing him and you're not trusting him, then you have to deal with that immediately. Sit him down and let him know, or talk to a good girlfriend or a counselor and get advice on the best way to handle the situation. But I think you have to first get real with yourself. Are you just insecure that he'll leave you, or is he showing you signs that he's not very trustworthy? Only you are going to know that, Jessica, and from there you got to take the next step. Be honest. If this is meant to be, it's going to work out, but you've got to always stick up for you. Please write back and let me know how it goes, okay? Our next question is from Raven, who's 13, and she asks such an important question, and I used to have this problem all the time. See if you could relate to Raven's question. She says, Dear Jess, I have this friend who upsets me most of the time because she's always copying me. Ugh. She likes everything I like, and right after I say something that I like, all of a sudden she likes it too. How do I tell her to stop being like me and just to be herself? Raven, Raven, Raven. You have to remember first, that imitation is the finest form of flattery. So if your friend is copying you, it's probably because she really does like you and think that what you like is pretty special. But here's what I would suggest. Why don't you start pointing out to your friend what you like about her? Tell her why you think she's unique and special, and that you really like the fact that you guys have differences as well as similarities. Sometimes we just kind of copy our friends because we want to be liked and we want to fit in. She may not even realize she's doing it. So spend some time telling her what you really like and value about her, and make sure you point out your differences and your similarities. In the end, if it's really getting on your nerves, just sit her down and let her know, hey, I like you for who you are, and you don't always have to like what I like too. Our next fabulous question is from Destiny, who's 10 years old, and she says, Dear Jess, my brother hits me and teases me in front of my friends. What should I do? Oh, Destiny, I feel your pain, sister. Here's what I say. How old is your brother? Is he younger? Is he older? If he's younger, he might just be in that annoying little brother phase, and you need to have your mom or somebody in your house step in and take care of that for you. But if he's older and he's hitting you and teasing you in front of your friends, I need you to definitely tell your mom, tell a teacher, tell a counselor. That's not okay. If you know anything about me, Destiny, I've got one piece of advice when it comes to teasing, bullying, or hitting, and that is you tell somebody. Even though it might not seem like the cool thing to do, even though it might seem like it's going to get you in trouble, it's not. You got to stick up for yourself. Don't hit him back. Don't tease him back. Instead, speak up and take action, Destiny. Thanks for sending me your questions. I think it takes such bravery and courage to send me your deep, dark thoughts, and I appreciate it. I hope we've helped you out along the way. Keep those questions coming at the Real Girls Real Advice site on MaryKateandAshley.com. I look forward to hearing from you guys soon.